folks. It'll take a few days. My hair looks like it's all shiny. I like that, actually. That's cool. I can live with that one. But when I get the rest of the lights, there'll be no those reactors. I'm sure I got something here somewhere. Here we go. They're burning the debris. They're grinding it up. They're taking it to other prefectures. Radioactive debris. They're burning it. So they're releasing up, and they're allowed to burn 100 to 300,000 becquerels a kilogram. If you eat that, you end up with all kinds of cancers in a short period of time. That's distributed not only amongst the prefectures, but it's also distributed into the upper atmosphere, into the lower troposphere and the upper troposphere, which is an ocean, and assimilates into the water. That picture should have been down here, but let me keep going on that one. That's important to think about, is how the water, oh, I should have been this way, not that way. And that's supposed to be overhead of the way. I forgot about that. I'm sorry, folks. We'll get around to that part after. I forgot about the microphone was going to show up in these clips. I should have had it some rules. I still haven't got time. So it goes up to the upper troposphere, lowest troposphere, and then it gets assimilated into the water drops in the rain, and then it rains out. That's why that picture is important to you. And that's, once again, a lot of this stuff from what they're showing you was low altitude. So it wasn't just upper atmosphere, it was also the lower atmosphere. Was a storm, a snowstorm, sustained snowstorm for 8 months. Now cancer doesn't happen overnight. And so a lot of people will try to poke fun at you. Well, I don't see millions of people dropping dead. Well, it takes 5 to 10 to 15 years for the man-made radioactive elements to manifest, the isotopes to damage. Now, the minute you ingest it, your body loaded up with white blood cells. And so the white blood cells are going to displace all the oxygen molecules in your blood, and you're going to feel lethargic. You're going to feel like you don't want to do nothing. Now, if you eat genetically modified creatures, you got to remember that there's no nutrients left in it except for tiny parts per million. So, for instance, it used to be around 6,000 parts per million of calcium in the typical organic, everyday corn on the cob, but the genetically engineering, instead of putting more calcium into it, they engineered it down to 114 parts per million. And so that's the equivalent of 428 corn on the cob, GMO, the beautiful looking stuff you see in your supermarket, versus a single organic. You would have to eat 428 in one meal to get the same amount of calcium. And then you would have to eat even more to get the potassium and the magnesium that you still would have gotten in a single organic corn on the cob. Now, that's just corn. Now, most of the food in your supermarkets is genetically modified critters. These are not indigenous to Earth. You won't find these critters in your periodic tables, in your solar system, these are man-made. They have a patent on them. They have a patent on them, and they have exclusive abilities to control them. And they're not designed to engineer to sustain life.